Mic test, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, mic test. Continue recording. Here we go. There we go. So let's get started. Wonderful. So as you know, every Thursdays, or if you're new, welcome. Every Thursdays, I'm doing this AMA session, or AMA, which stands for Ask Me Anything. I know there's a lot of questions going around, floating around, and pretty sure questions you may have yourself about KStadium and KOK. So today, like every other Thursdays that I've been hosting for the past, I think 4 Thursdays, it's been about a month. I'll be talking about the changes that are happening. I'll be talking about some of the very recent announcements as well. And of course, like every other Thursdays, at the end, I'll do a bit of a tutorial for some of the steps that we can do together. I'll show you it on my phone so that you can kind of follow along. And so that next time you can, of course, do it yourself. And I will post these on our YouTube channel for DA Group. So this video is sponsored by DA Group, a Dream Achievers group here in Toronto. It is a node or an SO being run here in Toronto by our very own Miss Jane Song, who is very busy right now in New York promoting her node as well. And if you don't know what a node is, don't you worry. Those are some of the things that I'll be covering today to explain to you with the changes. The chat is open and you should be hearing my voice right now. But if you have any trouble hearing me or you have any questions about the slides for an example, please leave it into the chat. And during the AMA session, I'll get to it. So tonight's schedule will look something like this. I'll just give you a very brief introduction about myself and why I'm doing this so that you guys know who's talking behind the mic over here. Is my camera on? I don't know. Is it? Is it off? Oh, it's on. Hello, everyone. Wonderful. So I guess you guys can see me. So I'll be doing that for the very beginning portions. And then I'm going to talk about some updates, some changes, especially why we're talking about KStadium, for example. And then we're going to dive into the AMA. Last week, we've actually had some very great questions from Frank. Thank you very much. And Glenn as well. So thank you very much. So any questions you guys may have this week as well, I'd love to go by and I would love to answer those. And of course, answer any other questions that any of the newcomers may have as well. And on the what's next section, I'll give you a tutorial on how to do. For today's session, I'm actually going to teach you how to participate in the community pool in KStadium. So stay tuned for that. So as promised, this is who I am. Big point finger onto me. Very nervous, hosting the KStadium Play On Volume 3 convention, the Rise Up convention in Seoul, Korea, earlier this year in May. This was an amazing third version of that convention to celebrate the big changes for KOK and KStadium. And it was definitely before the cryptocurrency world caught on fire. So it was a good time definitely to be hosting that event. I, on the other hand, other than that, have been hosting the KOK 101 sessions. Now I call them the KOK Stadium 101 sessions because I give you a brief rundown of what KOK is and KStadium is every Mondays at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with the exact same Zoom code with the exact same password. So definitely utilize this code to join me every Mondays for sure. Okay, here we go. And with that, let's see. Let's go on. I think that's a good enough explanation of who I am. And I would definitely like to point out that I do not work for KStadium or KOK. I am not from the company. However, I am hired by DA Node, which is one of the nodes here who've been really promoting their branch out of North America. I'm sure you've heard of Miss Jane Song. She is the lady in charge of DA Node who really wants to have this information about both KOK and KStadium as to many people as possible, hosting our English session on Mondays and Thursdays, and of course, Spanish sessions on Wednesdays and Mandarin sessions on Thursdays, I believe. Oh, so we're actually running on the same time. So let's talk about the changes. And as I go along, if you have any questions, please leave it onto the chat. The big changes are now there's a new app called KStadium. And if you haven't heard of KStadium till now, please, please, please have a little bit more interest into our ecosystem, because it's an exciting time to be with these big changes. Just like Ethereum that went through a big update today worldwide, globally, into their blockchain infrastructure, KOK was able to do the same thing. KOK started by borrowing technologies from Ethereum, and therefore their cryptocurrency was based on Ethereum, ERC20 chain, which is why it was called the KOK token, as you may all very well know. But with the merge with Medium, the company that has both software and hardware solutions in the blockchain world, they were able to create their own technology ground chain, the KStadium or the KOK ground chain, to own its own technology, therefore to have its cryptocurrency on its very own network. And that allows it to become a coin, just like Ether or Bitcoin. So now, as we have the technology, the company has decided to create a new app. And let me tell you a little bit of why. So the first part is, this is what we used to know, which is the KOK Play application that we've been using, that we've been part of, that we've been investing on for some of us. And for some of us also, we've been watching some of the shows or the webtoons or the K-dramas that are hosted there. Well, the second portion that I just mentioned is actually the main reason why KOK Play has started, and the reason why it's still going on, and it's definitely the reason why it will keep going on. So none of that has changed. It's always been trying to create an ecosystem for digital content platform users. It's a system or an ecosystem where digital contents can exist for both consumers and suppliers, and of course, the content platform, which is KOK Play. And so that's where you can see all the K contents that are being hosted there. You can purchase that utilizing the KOK tokens you receive. But something very interesting on the side of that was this little POS on the side. And the POS was called a proof of stake model. And now Ethereum is actually entering this POS model. And the POS model allows you to purchase or take part of a certain part of the node or the network. And with that, the company gives you a token of appreciation for doing so, because they allow that to grow the chain, grow the ecosystem, and grow the platform to be larger. It almost acts like an investment for a company that starts off in the blockchain world. And that's what KOK Play utilized. They want to utilize this POS system to become its very first network aid to become a bigger ecosystem. And with that, it was very popular, as we well know. We had even like level-based rankings. We had referrals that allowed 100% of the returns of people under you. We had a mining reward of 4% monthly, which was a much better monthly rate than many of the banks that we were probably have known about. And it was a great tool for a lot of us last year, until, of course, the recent changes with the price drop. And with the price drop that is going along with every single cryptocurrency in the world, with the economic crash that were happening in the world, unfortunately, KOK cannot avoid that as well. So it is definitely dropping. However, this solution could not come at a better time. And that solution is detaching that investment opportunity of a low 4% monthly rate now, which is only going to decrease because coin mining always decreases over time, and moves on to its new platform, KStadium. Now, as I mentioned to you, KStadium and KOK are from the same company. Or did I mention that to you? I hope I did, because they are from the same company, from the KOK Foundation. The KOK Foundation is going to oversee both KOK Play and KStadium, but KStadium will take the investment opportunity portion of KOK Play and only existed as the investment opportunity that it was. And that's, in other words, let me simplify that. The investment opportunity that was in KOK Play has definitely moved on to KStadium. And this is where you can really take part of an investment opportunity. So much the fact that they've moved away from the POS model and moved on to a DPOI model. Okay, sorry. So into the DPOI model, which is a delegated proof of investment. So it works similarly to a proof of stake, but it's a delegated form where you actually delegate your POS. And instead of a POS, it's a DPOI So with the DPOI, or Delegated Proof of Investment model, you basically delegate part of your investment into somebody that you can delegate. And that somebody will run a DAO, or a decentralized autonomous organization, called as an SO. And that is the group or the stadium owner. And underneath their block, you participate on the cryptocurrency DPOI. That's a lot of things to understand. And I understand it is quite the mouthful. And of course, just in time for us to understand KOK Play, we have now KStadium to understand, right? And now that we have KStadium to understand, where can we get all this information? Well, fortunately, unlike KOK Play when it first started and mainly was in Korean, now it's all in English though. KStadium actually starts off all in English. So all of this information is at kstadium.io. Let me type that website for you. Literally go into your browser, Opera, Chrome, whichever browser you use, and type in kstadium.io, and you'll get into the website where you can, of course, download the application, but also find almost like a Wikipedia of all KStadium accounts. So with that, let me talk to you about the changes to be a little bit more in specific. So the 5 big changes that was announced all the way in April 27 to have taken place in May has definitely been delayed. And this delay in the changes has definitely to do with the big, cryptocurrency fire that's been going around. And the KOK Foundation is definitely trying to create new ways for us to cut our losses. That's at least how I see it. And with that, with the 5 big changes, let me reiterate them one more time. The first one is that there will be a KYC, or Know Your Customer authentication. If you've utilized things like KuCoin or Binance, Bittrex, BitDub Global, all of these exchanges uses KYC as to authenticate that you are indeed who you say you are. And KOK Play will be doing exactly the same thing. So that's one big change. The second big change is now that once the changes take effect, so again, I am talking about the future of these changes. They have not happened yet. The date, as the application suggests, is July 11th. So definitely keep that in mind. So July 11th. And of course, everything that I'm telling you are information that was announced on the KOK Play app. And I'm going to later show you how you can double check on those announcements so you can take some time to reread it. So number 2. The big changes, perhaps July 11th is the date when that's going to happen, is that there will be a $5,000 limit on a POS you can do on KOK Play. Before, we could have an unlimited amount of POS, and we could also restake the amount that we receive, or we can even buy KOK out in the market and then basically put a stake on it with the KOK we bought outside in the market, right? Which you still can do till today. Which I did today because the price of KOK is so low outside. But as of the changes, if they happen in July 11th, you will no longer be able to do so above $5,000. So, and the 200% mining reward limit will always be there as it was there before, meaning you can only double your investment if you tried. So then a lot of you may ask, okay, so then $5,000, all I can really put in, and it's only twice that, so $10,000, that's it. Or what if I'm already over that? Well, if you're already over that, you're okay. They're not going to reduce that for you. And if you're a new customer for the new members, or if you haven't reached this 5,000, yes, your POS limit will be $5,000 worth. However, you can increase that mining limit, not by restaking, but by gaining mileage or new users under you. Now, this is really key to the big changes that are going to happen. They are going to really focus on increasing user base to the point that now, when the changes happen, users can make free accounts. Before, in KOK Play, you had to have that minimum staked amount of $300 base. Now, no longer that will exist, and you will be able to create accounts free. And added to that is number 5. When you create a new account, when somebody creates a new user underneath themselves using the referral code, just like when Uber first started and said, hey, give your referral code to somebody and you will get $25 worth on your first purchase. Just like that same methodology of increasing new users, now KOK Play will give $100 worth of KOK in mileage for both the user that is added and the user that gives the code. So those are some big changes that are going to happen that is going to boost an insane amount of users. Now, keep that in your head, insane amount of users, because it will allow you to help understand what is going to happen in the near future. So let's recap. I told you about how KOK Play wants to be a contents platform. It always wanted to be that, and it will be that. And that's where all the contents are. And in fact, if you go in today, there's actually a lot of cool new contents out there that you can check out, which is super exciting because some of them are even deemed KOK Play originals, meaning those contents only exist in the KOK Play platform where you can watch it only through KOK Play. So that would definitely entice users to make an account to watch those contents, and more will come out. Just like how Netflix did with the same thing with Squid Game. You can only watch that on Netflix, right? So same deal there. And then I told you that the KStadium is where most of that investment portion is moving on to. So if you really got into KOK only thinking about it as an investment opportunity, then you should really ponder about KStadium because the opportunity there is much larger. But how is it larger and where does that investment value come from? Meaning, you probably heard something like, if you go to the community pool and participate on it, you can get up to 10%. So where does that 10% earnings come from? Where does the interest come from? Does a company just create it out of thin air? Well, not really. This is where the math comes in. And I won't actually do the number math, but follow me along. This is the flow. As I mentioned, there's going to be an intense amount of new users in the contents platform KOK Play. Yes, with the new referrals, with free referrals, absolutely. The user amounts are going to grow. When the users grow, this can happen, meaning every time they purchase to watch a show or they transact in the KOK, when they receive the KOK, when they send the KOK, literally every time they make a transaction there, they will be paying gas fees. Now, KOK used to be a token where this gas fees wouldn't be paid to the foundation, but to Ether. But now this gas fees will be paid in KOK to the foundation themselves. So gas fees paid by the many users. Another exciting thing happens when more users join in. When more users join in, they realize that KOK Play is a big marketplace with lots of users. And if there's lots of users, then they want to definitely enter that market to take advantage of that huge user base. And by they, I mean dApps, decentralized applications, applications that can exist on a decentralized network like a blockchain network. And they will come in to the KOK platform to be part of it, to sell their content, to sell their services, to be part of the ecosystem. And when they come into the ecosystem, guess what? They will be incurring gas fees as well. Lots of gas fees. So this is one big, very exciting thing that hasn't even started and is allowing a number of 10% in KStadium. And what I mean by that is all that KOK that is being paid through gas fees by all the users in the transaction is being all redistributed to people who has taken part of the community pool's DPOI. Plus, there's a bit of an inflation supply there as well. And what I mean by inflation supply is something you can definitely find out more in KStadium.io, but it's basically the supply of KOK coins at the time that are being added into the ecosystem to maintain inflation, like we are entering in the current ecosystem of inflation as well, to cover up from the lost coins as well. So those are the big changes that I've definitely gone into. And as it is time to do, as promised, let's get into the questions. Let's go to an AMA, ask me anything. And if I have to share my screen on my phone, I will, no problem. If you have any questions from what I said so far, please, this is the time. This is why we come every Thursdays to ask questions. If you don't really have any questions, but you're still kind of wondering about what KStadium is and KOK is, join me on Mondays, because that's when I go a little bit more into details or the general ideas of what those two platforms are. But for today, let's get into the deep questions if you have any. And if you don't have any questions, not to worry, I can make my own questions because I have been receiving very, very similar questions from many people. So any questions? Anybody want to raise their hand up and I'll unmute you and we'll go through some questions? Or was my explanation way too good? And I doubt that is the case. Really, nobody. Everybody's shy today. It's one of those Thursdays. I'm going to get a cup of my coffee. No questions? Really? Okay. All right. I'm used to that. Okay. I will ask my first question. First question. Hey, Joony. Oh, hey. Oh, wait. Larry raised his hands. Thank you. Asked to unmute. All right, Larry, you are unmuted, sir.
Good evening, Joony. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Good evening.
Right. Okay, so tonight, as far as the transfer from KOK Play over to KStadium, how basically does that work?
Great question. So by transfer, let me write it down for you if it's okay for everybody. So transfer KOK from KOK wallet to KStadium wallet. There is transfer by taking part of the two promotions. Okay, so there's two types of transfers. So I'm just going to clarify, ask you about which transfer you're talking about. And of course, I will talk about both explanations first, but I would love to answer your question. So Larry, do you mean by transferring the KOK that you have in your wallet or the transfer of the KOK assets that the two promotions ran as of 2 weeks ago and last week? Which one?
Okay, I'm referring to what I have in my wallet currently.
Nice.
Because I have some team members who are basically concerned about, because right now, if they were to, terminate their account, they would lose over half of what they have in there.
Of course.
So basically, I'm telling them not to be fretful, to just basically, stay the course. This is long term, to basically transfer over to KStadium because you decided to get into this because of investment purposes.
Right. Well, you definitely gave them the right advice. Can I share my screen on my phone? And then perhaps this would help on the explanation as well and for everybody else as well. So let me do that. I'm just going to join in. Great question and great advice, by the way.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Yeah, got it. I'm going to stay as co-host. I see myself. I'm not going to need audio, but I'm going to share. Yeah, I'm going to stop that screen share and share my screen. Start now. Okay. Can everybody see my phone screen? So
yes.
What Larry is referring to right now is when you open up your KOK Play app, he's referring, it's a bit slow. He's referring to the wallet right here. And if I press onto that wallet, it's a bit laggy. It is this wallet of KOK coins you are referring to. Yes?
Yes.
Wonderful. So these funds or these KOK as asset is sitting into your wallet and you are capable of moving these funds to, let's say, to KuCoin or to Gate.io, Bithumb Global, I think you could, and transfer it to wherever they can accept KOK, including your MetaMask account. And we basically utilize those methodologies to AKA cash out our KOKs. And some of us, we never actually have done that. So you have no idea what I'm talking about. Not a problem. My point is you can deposit more or you can transfer, meaning withdraw some if you would like. That is not a problem. That is something we could do from this wallet. And it is something you can still do as of today. Now, the question that Larry is asking is, can we move these funds from KOK wallet to KStadium? And KStadium is this app right now in the middle of the screen with the blue icon. And KStadium, this would be the screen, that the first screen that you see looks like this. And the answer is yes, you can move it. I actually just did it today. How long does it take? If you have all the prepped accounts, as in, I'll of course answer that too. If you have it all, less than 10 minutes, you can, not a problem. But it is a bit tricky. The reason why it's tricky is because we have to switch from KOK being a token to KOK being a coin, meaning we have, let's see, I think orange will be a better color to see. We have KOK, play the app, and then we want to move it to KStadium, the app. Okay. And then when we move KOK, we basically have to do this. The coin that we have is a token right now based on Ether, ERC20. That's why it's called a token. However, KStadium is based on its own blockchain technology, where it also has KOK, but this is not based on the ERC20, but it's based on the KOK ground chain. I'm just going to write GC. And then this is a coin. And this is why we cannot easily just do this, as in, here's my wallet address. This is my awkward QR code. Here's my wallet address, send. This does not work, unfortunately, because these are fundamentally different things. Same KOK, different background. So meaning we have to be able to transfer this KOK, change it into a coin, and then put it into this wallet. And to do so, Larry, you with me so far?
Yes.
Yeah. And to do so, you need this guy, MetaMask. And I guess this is the unfortunate part. To do so, you need MetaMask not onto your phone, but on your PC or computer. It can be a Mac. That is not a problem, but it needs to be a PC form. And the reason why is because MetaMask needs to exist inside a browser like Chrome. And Chrome has a MetaMask extension that you can install. And what I mean by that, and Larry, just to let you know and let everybody else know who's confused, if this is your first time being referred to any of this, I'm actually making a video on how to do it yourself. So just today, follow along the basics, and then I'll redo an actual video so you can kind of do the step-by-step, okay?
Okay, thank you, Joony.
Of course, but for today, let's follow along so far. So I said you need to go to MetaMask into Chrome, because now let me share you my screen here on my computer. Shoot. No, wrong screen. Sorry. Apologies. New tab, Chrome, share. Okay, so now you guys see my computer screen on Chrome. I hope you see big Google, yes? Yes, you guys do, perfect. So from here, what you need to install is MetaMask on Chrome right here. And to do that, you go on Google and type in MetaMask Chrome extension. And it's the first one that pops out. You go there, and then there we go. There'll be a button for you if you haven't installed that says install. For me, it's already installed. That's why it says remove from Chrome. And that extension lives right up here as MetaMask, as the Fox right here. And this MetaMask account, what is MetaMask, you may ask? MetaMask is, oh, don't remember my password. Awkward. Nope. Okay, one sec. Yeah, nope. See, the problem is every device has its own password. Okay, everybody look away. Okay, one sec. Okay, 1 second. Sorry. It's my first time going to my MetaMask account on this computer, so this is why I forgot the password. But every computer has its own password for MetaMask. But let me explain to you what MetaMask is in 1 second. I just have to log in with my password. And this is just showing the many pains of the modern day where you have to memorize 5 million passwords. Logged in. Happy days. Got it. Got it. Okay. So let me share again. Sorry. Pretend none of that happened.
No problems.
Let's go back here. Okay. So we were here. We installed MetaMask. And then, as you can see, if I click on the little fox at the top, I know it's tiny. I'm sorry, but that's what it is. And you get your MetaMask account. What is MetaMask? MetaMask is a wallet that you can have for your cryptocurrency that is not attached to any application. So KStadium has a wallet for you. KOK has a wallet for you. KuCoin has a wallet for you. And technically, they are your wallets with their unique ID. However, you don't really hold them. It's under your account on their system. So if you are the type to, let's say, what if I want to move it in between and I just want to keep it in my wallet? That's what MetaMask allows you to do. And in this purpose of, remember I said we need to transfer it from KOK Play to KStadium, we need a middle step. And this middle wallet is MetaMask. And we need to install that on the computer. So if you have this installed, please do. You have to install, make an account. I know, another account to remember. I know, I apologize, but definitely have it onto your computer. You will not regret it. It's not something, you don't have to pay for it. It's a free system. And if anything, as we enter into the world of cryptocurrency, this is going to be a wonderful asset to have for the future as well. So invest that time to make an account for MetaMask. Once you have MetaMask, I will create a link on this on this YouTube channel, which I'll type onto the group chat right now. It will be in English for you guys to follow along on how to transfer money from your KOK Play app all the way to KStadium. If you have all the accounts set up, like I'm telling you to do so right now, it shouldn't take you more than 10 minutes. So 1 second, DA group. And let me share you the link to our channel. So everybody, please click on that. Go to that YouTube link, subscribe to our channel. I have a playlist that says English videos. I already have a couple of videos about Monday night sessions, if you might want to re-see those. And tonight's session is going to go up there as well for you to check it out. Okay? So
thank you.
Yeah. So Larry, because it takes so much time for me to go through all of this, I'm just going to stop right there and let you know the rest of the steps. I will share it to you. Wait maybe 2 days. I'll try to get it done. Okay.
All right. Appreciate you. Thank you.
Yeah. And then just to finish up on your point, you did tell them, do not terminate your account. Try to send your fund to KStadium. If it took part of the promotion, you would have been able to move money out of your mining asset, not from your wallet, but from your mining asset that normally you wouldn't be able to touch unless you terminate. So to those of you who haven't, yes, you can still move money out of your wallet. You can do that now. The KOK Foundation will probably make it easier and easier for us to do so. Right now, the method that I'm showing you is more of the manual mode, which is the trickier way to do it. So they will probably make an easier mode as we go along. So hang tight, but definitely check out the video that I'm about to make for you. You can do it. It's not too hard to do it. And you can do the same steps by buying KOK from, let's say, KuCoin. So moving KOK from anywhere, you can follow these steps into KStadium. And then at the end of tonight's video, I'll show you what to do with that and how you can grow that KOK you moved into KStadium into more, because that's really what we are doing right now. We're waiting for the price to go up. And during that time for the price to go up, we want to accumulate as many KOKs as possible. And that means in that short amount of time, we need to have the best methodology or the best platform to gain KOK as fast as we can. And that is definitely taking part of the KStadium's community pool. And at the end of the video today, I'll show you exactly how to do that. Okay.
Okay. One more question, Joony, then I'm off.
Go ahead.
So as far as our principal, what we have in our principal,
yep.
Transferring that over to KStadium,
yep.
That's possible, but you have to wait for a promotion in order for that to happen.
Yeah, those 2 promotions already happened. Are they going to do another one, a third one? I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
So basically the money that's in the KOK play is still secure. We just have to wait for the market basically, I guess, to catch up.
Yes, yes. Or of course you can move those funds after terminating.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes, you can, but I would keep it alive, and I would keep both alive, and that is probably the best thing to do, which was why the promotion was making people to do so. Hi, Angel. Hello. I hope you said hello because you're amazed by all this information. Hang on, Angel. I think Frank has a question. So Larry, we're good? I think we're good. Okay. Frank, if you place 100% of your KOK asset into KStadium due from the promotion, you mean, does that reduce the 200% that exists in the mining prior to taking advantage of promotion, or does the 200 remain at the level of prior moving asset? Just one more once you no longer have the ability to. Okay, I'll answer your first question, Frank. So this is in regards of everybody who took part of the first or second promotion and they have applied to move 100% of their assets. Remember, it's from the point they move it. They haven't moved it yet, I bet. Nobody's assets has been moved. And they said, as you saw on the KOK application, okay, I think this is best that I show you my screen on my phone while I do this so that you can actually follow along. So, yeah, Angel, you and I, we have the same thoughts. But okay, going back with Frank. So on KOK, you can go to the little human icon here at the top, press that, go to announcements, and you will see that the promotion guidelines, I think here they will say, recently, do they say that they're going to put it onto the website in here? Is this the one? Nope, not this one. Nope. Nope. Oh man, there's been so many things. Oh, is it because I already checked it? So I'm specifically referring about this asset transfer promotion, and Frank is as well. So if you have participated onto this, they will transfer it for you. It's not something you do it yourself, but before they do it, they've announced that they're going to create a website where you can go and check your asset being transferred, and you will go and do a final confirmation where you'll say yes, no, or cancel. So exactly what that website will look like, I'm not sure, but where they're going to announce that right here. It's going to be like one of those first messages that you see when you open up the app. You'll be able to go there, go onto the website and check on how much you have placed the transfer to, which is 100%. And from that moment on, once you confirm, Frank, they will move that. And then your mining asset will go to 0. That number will go to 0. So for you to receive more up from, let's say, your downline or anybody that you referred to, let's say the person right below you, and that's the only person that you'll get back from, so only direct line under you. To receive that, you're going to need to, of course, stake what you have here, right? And I believe that new maximum will be 5,000. So yes, you're drawing the right picture right there, Frank. I hope I answered your question. And that 5,000 will be your new limit, not the old 200%. And again, I hope that answered your question. But again, Frank, what I'm telling you is my best guess. They did not exactly say it. I have been reading their announcements very carefully, and it's not specifically said. So again, I apologize on behalf of the foundation to be unclear. Sorry, but this is my best guess, Frank. So no, the 200% will, the old mining asset 200% will go away, will go back to 0, and then whatever you stake. And remember, you can always increase your mining asset reward room, I guess we can call it, by getting new members in as well. So I hope I answered your question. Once you have the ability to no longer restake your rewards, how does a new member build their asset to a maximum 5,000 if they cannot restake? You can stake up till 5,000, Okay. After 5,000 is where you cannot restake. And after 5,000, by gaining new members, you will be able to increase this portion right here through mileage. Not mileage bonus as it stands now. It's apparently a different mileage. All of that was explained in one of these announcements that I read. Was it this one? No. Was it this one? Yes, I think it was this one. On July 11th. Yes, 50%. And no, it wasn't this one either. Man, there were so many new announcements recently. I have to check. Maybe it's this one. It's one of these guys, I promise. Maybe it's this one. No, it's not. It's one of these. Please double check. I cannot find it right now, but one of these definitely has it. But what I explained is in one of these announcements. Sorry, I cannot find it right away. And I don't want to waste more time doing that, but it's here. I promise. Check it out. And next question from Angel, I have, any idea when will be the price of KOK token in the application? Great question. And I think what she means is, do you have any clue when the price change will happen? Yes, we, through the best rumors available right now, the foundation is going to reduce this price. And what I mean by this price is this price right here, 1 KOK, $7. They're going to reduce that to how much? I'm not sure. Will they reduce it? Most likely, yes. When will it be? My guess is July 11th, because that's the only date they've really given us about when these big changes are happening. So I think that's when that's going to happen, Angel. And that's hopefully the answer that I can give you today. You're welcome. Meanwhile, any other questions, you can raise your hand. I'll unmute you. And while you guys are creating questions in your head, I'm going to look for that information. No. Although this was a really cool announcement, guys. This came out today. Here it says, after successfully transferring a part of the mining assets into community pool, the tokens belonging to the foundation will be reduced over several increments with the exception of allocated budgets of the initiatives below. So other than these two, what the foundation owns of the tokens that they had, remember the 3.5 billion, out of that, some of them, they are going to reduce that. And why are they burning it? Because if they burn that, they reduce supply. And if they reduce supply, guess what happens to the price? Well, it'll bounce back up. And so this is what a crazy thing the KOK Foundation is willing to do for us. They're literally burning their assets to promote a healthy supply and demand in our ecosystem. Okay. No other questions? Okay. Was it here? No. Well, I don't know how many of you here actually took part of the promotion, but I want to dedicate the next 10 minutes, if we can, to show you what you can do once the promotion value arrives into your KStadium, or if you're like Larry and you wanted to move your KOK from your KOK wallet into KStadium and then take part of the community pool. And again, if you want to understand the community pool, basically this amount that you first see when you make an account and log into KStadium here, this amount that you see is the current total number of KOK that has been allocated inside the community pool. It is one large pool, and all the KOK that is in here, excuse me, all the KOK that has been put in here is basically as if out of circulation. What do I mean by that? Remember supply and demand. What happens if we decrease supply of a finite amount of KOK? Well, if the demand is high and supply is low, the price of it or the value of it goes up. And that's what they're trying to do with this community pool here. In other words, any KOK that you put into the community pool cannot leave the community pool. It stays in here. So you are literally willing to burn your KOK coins, put it in here and put it out of circulation. And by doing so, you are increasing the value of the KOK tokens that you have outside of this community pool and overall for the community as well. So that is something you're willing to do, and the foundation is willing to give you a benefit for that. And that benefit is the percentage that you can earn from what you put inside a community pool, which is probably why you have decided to transfer your funds to your wallet here in your KStadium wallet. So I'm logged in right now, as you can see. Hey, it's me. Into my wallet, I transferred over, I think today I transferred 300 KOK into this wallet from my MetaMask account to create a video on how to do so. So that video is still in the works, but you guys get to see the live view of how you can do this. So watch my screen. So I have KOK that I transfer over to MetaMask, but if you took part of the promotion, your funds or assets will be by the number of KOK put into right here in under SOP, which I have none right now. What is SOP? SOP is a governance token. That's right, a token. Borrowing technology from where? Well, ground chain technology. And this SOP is a governance token that acts as a one-on-one relationship with KOK. So we have to convert KOK into SOP, which stands for Stadium Owner Power, and give that power to the stadium owners. In other words, we delegate that to the stadium owners or SOs. In other words, KOK that turns into SOP cannot be turned back into KOK. In other words, KOK that you put inside the community pool stays in the community pool and cannot come out. So that's the first step we have to do. So from KOK, turn it into SOP. How do I do that? I press this button right here, send to community pool. I agree on the terms. You can read over those terms. And with that, the KOK, that's my balance right here. Minimum to change is 10. I can press on this balance to max it out. However, please, always leave 2. Always leave 2, okay? There's apparently some bug in the system every now and then that if you transfer all of it and you don't have enough KOK to pay the gas fee to do so, you might go into this infinite loop. So always leave 2, or get into the idea of not transferring everything, always leave 2, okay? So, I have 189. I can just decide to, of course, send 100 just to make the math easy. Let's do 101 because I know they're going to charge me gas fees. Sending community pool, 101 KOK, I press send. So again, one more time for those of you who aren't following, I agreed to the terms, bloop, 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 and then I typed the amount that I want, 101, and then I press next. And then community pool 101 sent. A small gas fee will be charged. That's fine. I need my password. I think it's this. And I was right. Password is sent. Ongoing transaction in progress. That's my ticket number. Oh, that was fast. Success. My 101 KOK was sent to the community pool. In other words, now, it is now here under as SOP. Now I can send this stadium owner power and delegate it to the SOs, to the stadium owners. And they are the block producers. They are the groups, the DAOs, the DAOs. And to do so, I'm going to press on SO down here. And they're going to give me a list of all the DAOs so far. As of last week, there was 13. And as of this week, there are already 17. You can become your own SO or stadium owner. Of course, there are many ways of doing so. One is having all the hardware and team available, or 2 is asking the KOK Foundation to lend you that technology and team. And of course, there's a fee involved. For more information, go to KStadium.io. But here I am because I want to move my asset 100 SOP or KOK, and I want to invest it in any of these SOs and get my returns. And to do so, you have 2 choices. You can press on the delegate button up here and you choose the SO. You could be asking me the question, hey, Joony, which one do I choose? Or where are you, Joony? Because we want to follow you. Ha ha ha. Well, you can definitely make your own decisions by checking out who the SOs are. For example, let's see, number 1. That's a pretty good ranking to be. Ryan. This SO's name is Ryan. I can press on this link right here. If I press on that, and then it goes to the information about that SO. And oh, we know him very well. Mr. Song. I've worked with him many times. Wonderful dude. So, oops, I can definitely do that. So you can press on the link right there to go there, and then you can choose to delegate that. Or you can check any of these SOs information again. It's just a link right there, and they'll give you information. Understanding voting power, understanding rewards, understanding ranking, and understanding the percentage, all of that with videos to come. It is quite lengthy because it is the many, many pages of KStadium.io that has the information on, which you're, of course, more than welcome to go check it out yourself. To put it short, just note this. Just because the ranking states this doesn't mean that's the highest amount of interest you can get. So let me rephrase that. Yes, depending on where you delegate your SOP, your invested value returns in a different rate, but it is not a one-to-one relationship between the rankings. And if anything, these rankings are about to take a wild turn when those promotion SOPs start to move. So definitely keep an eye on these SOs. I bet you your transactions SOPs haven't moved yet, so you're still looking. What I want to tell you, though, is, as you can tell by my very cursor, a lot of this message is being sponsored by DA Node, or Dream Achievers Node here in Toronto. We are North America's representative node. Jane, Level 7 Jane, as you may have known her, is the SO for DA Node, and she wants to create this node to become North America's #1. So keep an eye on us, and definitely think about delegating your SOP there. So that's what I'm going to actually show you on how to do, for example, here. You can, if my voice comes back, you can choose DA node here and press on that, and then press on this delegate button here. Yours might look a bit different because, as you can see, I have already delegated 100 SOP to DA node to show you on my previous video that I'm going to make. As you can see, my delegation is 100 SOP already sitting in there. And tomorrow, if I come back, I'll be able to receive my reward based on that 100 SOP. And then I can press claim tomorrow. Now there's nothing to claim because I came in today. And then that KOK will be sent here, which I can make it into SOP and do the same thing, so on and so forth. Pretty cool system, if you may ask. But if it's a brand new SO, for example, let's say whale node, because I like whales. Let's say I'm trying to delegate to them. I'll press that. As you can see, there's no information here other than the word delegate because I haven't delegated to them. I'll press there, boop, and then see, it's selected, whale node, and it'll ask me, how much SOP are you willing to send? Well, all of it by pressing the little 101 here and press next. It'll ask me to confirm. And of course, after I press send, it'll ask me for my password one more time to make sure that is me, because once it's delegated in there, it stays in there. But let me confirm that one more time. Once you delegate something, like say for me on the DA node, right now it's my first day, so I cannot undelegate, but afterwards you'll be able to undelegate, meaning you can transfer your funds between one to another. However, you don't want to do this too often because the transaction fee occurs every time you, let's say, change your delegation. And I think the number is 10%. I'll have to confirm when I try that tomorrow, actually. So let me show you how I can do that. Again, delegate. I can, of course, add on to more of my delegation since I have more now. Type that in, 101, next, send, type your password. No. I hope nobody saw that. And ongoing transaction, ticket, wait a bit. Ooh, nice. I got my hash number, success. And as you can see, now if I go on to DA node, my delegation has increased by the 101 I just put in, and it's there. And so tomorrow I'll get more as my claim. The rough number right now is an average of 7 to 10% between which node you put in. These numbers are going to drastically change as soon as the promotions start to come in. So keep an eye out is what I'll say. This is the video. I will create a separate video exactly to do that step by step so you can follow along. Okay. Okay. Angel has asked, the rewards in KStadium will be in KOK coin. Yes, Angel, as you saw. So I'll go here tomorrow and I'll be able to click on this, my reward. Of course, I can just leave it here. It doesn't matter, right? I can just pull it here and then just press claim every 3 days if I want. I can press every day. Once I press claim, it's going to go in right here. And then we'll be able to send these funds out through this button here. Okay. Right now it doesn't work. When will this work? One of the announcements said August is when we'll be able to transfer this KOK coins out. So August, I think, is the best date. At the moment, I cannot take this KOK coin out into the world. And again, because this is a KOK coin right now, and out in the exchanges, they're dealing with the KOK token. So August, if you're wondering. Twanda has asked, can you delegate to more than one node at the same time? Can you delegate to more than one node at the same time? Yes, I mean, you can delegate to as many nodes as you want. So let's say right now I had maybe 20 more SOPs. I can give 10 to KC Powner, 10 to Yes, and then I can transfer more and then put another 10 to Whale node. Absolutely. You can delegate as many as you want. And in fact, if you do, so it will, on the top of the line, it will show you who you've delegated to so far. So that list will grow here on top. Right now, I've only delegated to DA node because it's the best one. So that's why you only see it here, of course. When's the next promotion? Asked Dindo in a direct message. Dindo, I have no idea. I don't know if they're going to do another promotion, to be quite frank with you. The second promotion was there for those of you who missed on the first promotion. And that was the only purpose they did the second promotion. So will they do a third one? I don't know. I don't know. And in fact, that July 11th date is coming very fast. So will they be able to do another one before that? I don't think so. Will they do another one? Possibly. I can't tell you. I'm not sure, my friend. Any last minute questions as I've shown you how to do this? This is pretty cool, right? So tomorrow I'm going to be really excited to come back here and check my reward. I should have probably left it just as 100 SOP, and that would have really helped me understand my percentage, but that's okay. I can still do the math. Any other last minute questions, my dear friends? It is Thursday and I am extremely tired because it's been a crazy 2 weeks. I'm going to, with the free time that I have, make as many videos as possible to create these walkthrough videos like you just saw. I've already started creating and recording them. I just have to finalize the editing, and then they'll be up on this YouTube site. Brought to you by Dream Achievers, because we are. So definitely keep an eye, guys. Thank you so much for joining this Thursday. Larry, you're too kind. I'm happy to be here with you guys. I know it's a very troublesome time. I understand. The entire cryptocurrency market is on fire right now, and it's not just the cryptocurrency market, but I think I'm going to relate to what Larry has said. I bet you many of you has seen KOK play as an investment opportunity. And as the nature of investment goes, it wasn't for the quick buck, right? It was for the long run. The KStadium direction, along with KOK's direction, has not shifted or altered. And they are very much still very focused on becoming the ecosystem they're planning to be. And every single, very many announcements, you may feel like, oh, why are they trying to confuse us? No, not really. They're really trying their best to maintain course while keeping us afloat so that we can actually get to that future that KOK Foundation really wants to create with this community economy. And that's what we are being part of. And if you believe in that, my friends, and which many of you are, keep an eye up. Join me on Mondays again. I'll give you an explanation of KOK and KStadium and try to stay on for any questions you may have then. This video will be up. Any more information that I can get to you guys will be out there as well. Happy to be here with you guys. I encourage you guys to ask questions. Don't feel shy. Don't feel bad. I'm used to getting all the questions. Send me an email to tokfrontier@gmail.com, torontokfrontier@gmail.com. That's me in my very limited free time outside of everything that I do. I will try to get back to you with that. So for those of you who are all here still on 11 o'clock on this very late night, thank you so much. If you're in Canada, happy long Canada Day weekend. I'll see you guys on Monday, 10 p.m. And again, these videos will be posted on that chat group. So definitely hang tight, and we'll see you guys next Monday and next Thursday as well. Okay, well, see you guys later. I'll put some music on for us to exit, and it was a pleasure. Thanks so much, guys.